Hey
Hey
guys,
guys,
welcome back to Say It With Your
chest.
I'm Jess,
And I'm Hannah.
and today we're going to do a little episode about the good old spring break.
Yep, we're coming up on our spring break,
Yes,
which
it's our
is
spring break, and I feel like
it's looking a
March
little
is
different.
yes, it is looking different, and March is like the month of spring break, I feel like, for all
Yes.
colleges. So we were like, might as well reminisce on our undergrad days and tell you guys some stories and I guess tips and tricks for spring break. Okay, so let's go way back to junior year. Our
Okay.
first spring break trip. Obviously,
The
like
problem is that they like blur together.
oh, okay.
So I have problems remembering like what happened on what trip, but
Right.
this walk down memory lane will
Okay.
help me.
So, obviously freshman year, I feel like no one goes on spring break and then
Well, we had it was
COVID
COVID, like
too.
no one was doing spring break.
And same with our sophomore year. So junior year was really our first year of spring break, which I feel like is pretty universal
Yeah.
usually with like most schools and people. But junior year we decided to go to Punta Cana. Originally we were like trying to do it with like just the roommates, but then like didn't really work out
Yeah.
with like all the girls that we were living with.
Like that's the hardest part about spring break, I feel like,
Yeah.
is especially in college because you are planning a trip with your new friends,
Yeah.
like your new group of friends, so you're not really sure how other people do trips, how like they go on vacation and stuff, so it's really difficult to plan the first time you do it.
Yes, I completely agree. And then it was kind of, I don't know, like we were kind of late to the game, I feel like,
Yeah.
that first year, because obviously we had never done it before, so we didn't really know what was going on.
And you don't really know who's going to be like the one to take charge of it all.
Yeah.
And if you don't have that like one person who's used to like being like the booker of the group,
Yeah.
it's tricky.
Right. So then it ended up that our friend Lexi, who you all know, was also doing a spring break trip with like her group of friends, not related to like our sorority or anything, but obviously we were in the same sorority, so we were like, oh, perfect. Like we want to go to Punta Cana, you're going to Punta Cana, like let's just combine this thing and make it like a big trip. So that's how we ended up getting our little spring break group together, which I feel like is so like spring break coded. Like it's kind of just like whoever can go on vacation, like a big like just random group of people kind of.
Yeah.
So yeah, but the crazy thing about spring break is you kind of have to plan it like 4 months ahead kind of.
Yeah.
Because obviously like so many schools have the same spring break and everyone's going to like Punta Cana, Cancun, or like Miami, I guess.
Yeah.
So obviously things book up really fast. So the way we did it through like JetBlue Vacations, which I feel like made it so easy because you do the flight and the resort
Yeah,
like
if you
all
that's like a
together.
big thing. Even with like any trip, I feel like if you can do the flight resort package, do it all at once, it makes it so much easier.
Yeah. So that's what we ended up doing. But then for this spring break, I think it was cheaper to fly out of JFK, which made sense. Which makes sense because obviously it's like closer to whatever.
Also, I feel like JFK is like a huge airport, so
yeah,
the more flights, the cheaper it's
exactly.
gonna be.
So that actually worked out really great for us because we're from New York and
Yeah.
like me, like I live 20 minutes away from JFK, so I was like, okay, lit, like I can go home, see the fam for a little, and
It was
then
nice that we
go.
got to go home first.
Right on spring break, but it made it a little difficult for everyone else in our group because they're all from Massachusetts. So the solution was everyone that was going on our spring break, which was like, I don't know, maybe like 14 people ish, drove down to my house the day of our flight. I think they woke up at like 4 a.m. to drive down, left their cars at my house, and then we went from my house to JFK to Cancun. To Punta Cana. That was our first spring break. Which
the
honestly,
flight debacle the first one or the second one?
the what?
Like when?
Oh, that was the second one.
Okay, we'll get there.
See,
this is what I mean.
So yeah, and that was honestly really fun. Like everyone came to my house. Like my mom got bagels, had like a whole breakfast set up, which was like really nice. Yeah, and then went to the airport. Honestly, like getting to Punta
Oh
Cana
my
was
god,
like
and
kind
this
of a
is
blur.
when me and Jess had just turned 21, right? Well, because I remember
yeah.
like at the airport, the 21 and over crowd, like
Oh
we all went to the
yeah.
bar and got mimosas and everything, and I was like, I had literally turned 21 maybe the week before,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh my god, this is so fun.
Yeah, that. Oh my god, I totally
And some people
forgot about
weren't
that.
21 yet.
Yeah, so they just waited at the gate.
Yeah, but I was like, I'm in the 21 crowd, like I feel like a mimosa in the airport is such like a rite of passage. And I was
Yeah.
like, yes.
Yeah, oh my god, that was so fun. And it's
Yeah.
funny because our little like spring break crew, like literally everyone's birthday is within like 3 weeks of each other.
Yeah.
So not only was it spring break, it was also like a huge birthday party because it was like
my birthday.
half the trip.
It was like 3 or 4. It was 4 birthdays.
Yeah.
In that week.
Yeah, which is like a lot.
Yeah, it was a lot.
So that was really fun. But then we get to like Punta Cana. I keep wanting to say Cancun
I
because
know.
it was like the most
That's
recent.
what I mean, yeah.
And yeah, I had never been to an all-inclusive resort before, so I didn't really know what to expect. I was like,
that was the first one you've been to?
Yeah, like family vacations, we never did like all-inclusive. So yeah, I was like, kind of don't know what to expect. Like, kind of crazy that like you don't have to pay for anything once you're there because like you already did. But
it's also so spring break coded, like broke college students, like that's
right
such a good option.
Like you don't want to be paying like constantly while you're there. But the thing I will say with the all-inclusive resorts is that the food sucks.
The food is horrible.
And
it doesn't matter like which one you go to, like it's all the same. I've been to plenty of all-inclusive resorts like growing up and stuff, and it's the same everywhere. But it's also like you got like it balances out, like you're not paying for it, so obviously like you're not paying extra for luxury dining, so it's like kind of it's what it is at that point. But
yeah, see, I didn't really know that like going in,
and like it's harder for you, I feel like, because you're
Yeah.
vegetarian, so like the options are even more limited.
Yeah, and usually like I feel like just food wise in general, like even if there's stuff I don't like I don't like I need to stop saying like so much. Sorry.
It's okay.
The comment
really got to you.
Yeah, guys. PTSD. Okay, anyway. I will always find food for myself, even if I don't like what's going on, you know, buffet,
at the table,
blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But obviously when you're in fucking Punta Cana, you can't just like DoorDash fucking whatever you want. So that was a real
we were really struggling.
Yeah, the food situation in Punta Cana was not
it was
like really bad.
It was really bad.
I think I ate like bread and like
but
pizza
the problem is that like I don't like we were trying to figure out, I remember, like if it was an us problem or like a resort problem, because everyone else was like fine. You know what I mean? So but I was real, and I'm not a vegetarian, like I was really struggling, and like when you're drinking all day and you're
like,
in the sun, like you need to eat. Yeah. And I was really struggling to eat on that trip.
But see, we didn't know if it was an us problem because me and Hannah, let's just say we have like a sophisticated palate, maybe. So we were like, okay, maybe we're just being like snobby.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. But that was not the problem.
I don't think it was
like disgusting.
It was bad.
And even I had a friend who was also in Punta Cana at a different all-inclusive resort, and she was like, yeah, our food is terrible too. Like I've been eating rice and beans the whole week.
Yeah, we survived on like French fries and like bread for a while,
literally.
But the thing is that other people were saying, like in our group, were saying that it was so good, and I was like, are we eating the same thing right now? Especially when we went to the like
sushi place.
It was like the hibachi place.
Yeah. That was nasty.
Because like so there's like a buffet, obviously when you go, like you can just get food whenever. Yeah. But there's also like restaurants in the resort that are also included, and so we booked like a bunches. This is another thing because like I know I'm like trying to like stick to my story here, but tip and trick for if you're booking a vacation for spring break is that the restaurants that are included in the resort, you need to make a reservation to get a seat at them before you arrive to the resort, like on vacation.
Because they'll all be like booked.
Yeah, like there's a lot of people at like the resort,
right,
and they can only seat so many people, so you need to make reservations so they can time it out, blah blah blah.
Right.
Like we weren't the ones in charge of like booking things.
Right.
I knew that we had to do that, but I didn't realize that other people like didn't know that you had to do that, so I never like mentioned it or anything.
Yeah. See, I had no idea because, again, never been.
Yeah, like I knew that was the case, but I just like kind of assumed that like the people booking it like kind of knew that.
Right.
But I like was wrong. So like no harm, like it's fine. Like
yeah.
People didn't know, but like to get like you can't really get annoyed if you don't make reservations. Like make a reservation. But we were able to get like lunch reservations, so we went tried like a bunch of the restaurants there for lunch. And then there was this one day that we did the hibachi lunch that, like, we love that kind of food.
Yeah.
So we were excited to try it. I
was
this
like,
is when we were still optimistic about things. Because, like, we thought that the restaurants would be better than...
the buffet.
The buffet. And literally, like, I couldn't eat anything.
I think I literally ate like a cucumber roll.
Yeah, or we had more rice, you know?
Yeah, fried rice.
And the people that we were with were just like, oh my god, this is so good!
I know, and I was like,
oh my god. I was like, I don't even want to sit at this table anymore. Like, I'd rather just fucking be lying out in the sun. At
and remember we could only have wine? That was so weird. Do you remember that?
We could only have wine?
Yeah. Like, we tried to get a drink, and it was, like, only wine. Oh. And then we had wine glasses.
I remember drinking the wine. I just don't remember, like, not having a choice, but...
Yeah, it was, like, so weird. But I think it was just at that restaurant, like, you could only have wine. Which is a side note, but it was just weird.
Yeah. But I also think that we were with people who had, like, not even done hibachi before.
Yeah.
So they were kind of, like, entranced by the whole, like, show of it and the experience of hibachi, which is so fun when you're, like, with people who, like, don't have those experiences, and then they're, like, I don't know, like, amazed by it.
Yeah, like, you're seeing people experience things for the first time.
Yeah, which is like, fun.
Cool.
But I just wanted to eat, and... that was
I thought we were gonna be able to like grub out.
Yeah,
we didn't, but you know it's okay.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what like things we did on that. Oh, we did the booze cruise on that trip.
That was that trip.
Yeah. Wait, I'm gonna go back in my
phone
because I just want to be accurate. You know.
I think you're right though.
Me too.
But about the I just feel like we had the worst luck with when it comes to like weather and vibes. Because it was like such good.
Was the weather bad? Oh,
yeah, it was bad.
I know what you're gonna say.
But it's like I feel like we had such good weather the whole trip, and then the excursion that we wanted to do, it was like a cloudy day, and that was the day we were on the boat, like wanting to like swim in the water and blah blah blah. It wasn't like it was cold or anything, but it wasn't like sunny and you know.
Yes.
So that was kind of annoying, but I did have fun. But I remember like. I mean, these excursions are interesting because they're obviously made for tourists.
Yeah.
It was advertised as scuba diving.
Yeah, it was supposed to be like a booze cruise scuba diving thing.
Yeah.
But there was no
scuba diving even like equipment on the boat. Yeah. Like it never existed. So I thought that was really funny. And they also like were rationing alcohol like we were the last people on Earth.
No, that was ridiculous. And they only had like rum or something.
Yeah.
So they could only make like
rum and coke.
Yeah. And it was like,
and we don't drink that, but I was drinking rum that day, and I was like,
it was crazy. But then they also ran out of alcohol. So
but I felt like I was in the Hunger Games, like trying to go to the bar and like grab a cup. I'm like,
I know, it was like madness.
I was fighting people for a drink.
Wait, okay, another really funny thing about this trip was like one of the reasons we didn't do the booking, but one of the reasons why the people we went with wanted to go to this hotel was because it said there was like a nightclub in the hotel. Oh so they were like, okay, like this is perfect. And I think this is a reason why we picked this place instead of the Hard Rock, because we were like, oh, this place has a nightclub and it's less expensive than the Hard Rock.
Yeah. So, like, and also when you're in a foreign country, you want to like not leave the premises as much as possible. So
exactly.
we were like, if it's a built-in nightclub, that means we don't have to like leave to go out.
Yeah. So it's like the first night, I'm assuming. And we're like all getting ready. We're like, yeah, we're going to the nightclub, like blah, blah, whatever. We get down there, guys. It's like literally a room.
Yeah.
Just like one room, nothing else. Small little dance floor, DJ, whatever. But there were all kids in there.
Yeah.
I think it must have been like.
Well, that's the thing too, is like all-inclusive resorts are usually marketed towards like families.
Yeah. So I guess, I mean, what's the drinking age in Punta Cana? Like 18 probably. Yeah. So obviously the club was like 18 and older, but I think still there were kids even younger than that there. So it definitely wasn't like the going out scene we thought it was going to be, but we still had like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
In the nightclub. I think we went pretty much like every night because
why not?
What else were we
gonna
do?
Also we had a really big group. I would say like if we had a small group it would have been like really weird.
Yeah.
But we had a really big group, so it was basically like it was all of us in the nightclub. So.
Yeah. And then I think that was one of our friends almost got kicked out of the
Oh my god. That was
that was so funny. Basically just like too drunk, you know,
yeah, like
classic,
just slumped
like,
over.
Yeah,
but like I think they got mad because he was like unbuttoning his shirt,
yes,
and they were like, button up your shirt, and he like couldn't find the buttons.
Yes, that was what he was trying to do.
And we were all trying to like beg the guy. We're like, give him one more chance.
Yeah.
Like, let him stay. Because also I knew if he got kicked out, like we were all gonna have to leave.
Yeah.
So I'm like, can we just like chill here? Also, it's not that serious. There's no one in here. Like, it's just one room. Like, and we're obviously drinking.
Yeah, not a real nightclub.
Yeah, so like it was like real nightclub rules in a fake nightclub.
Oh my god, that was so funny. Oh, this was also the trip. I don't know if you remember this, but there was one night everyone was at the bar, like we're all drinking before we go to the nightclub, and obviously there were other schools there too. Mm-hmm. And I was saying to like all the girls that walked by us, like, oh, I like your costume.
Yes. You pulled the Real Housewives shit before they even did. Like,
wait, what?
Salt Lake when Brittany was like, oh, I like your costume.
Oh yeah.
That's so funny. Jess is pulling that shit way before even it was a line.
Yeah, I literally
like that's the thing about Jess is like when she gets really drunk, she becomes a menace to society and like starts like poking people's buttons and like
I like bits.
Yeah, like
when I get drunk, I do bits
to the bit.
Yeah,
it was really really funny.
But it's so funny because the girls were getting so mad.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
honestly, as they
so
should.
mad.
Yeah, I would be pissed. If
we would be literally so mad if someone said that to us.
But they were all like, "I'm not wearing a costume."
And these are girls from like Southern schools.
Yeah,
like,
you
know the type.
What school? I think it was Old Miss was there. Yeah. So just imagine like what they were wearing, and then I'm like, I like your costume. They're like, what the
crazy.
Yeah.
Also, is that the trip where was that the trip where you stole the guy's hat?
Yes. Okay, so another night there was some kind of like party going on, I guess, where everyone was wearing the same hat. Don't know what kind of party that is, but whatever.
It was really funny.
So they were nice hats, honestly. Yeah. And you know, I'm in bit mode, so I'm like,
super
what's the bit of the
and
night?
you kept calling yourself Victoria Sanchez, which was her alter ego, and whenever she had the hat on, she was Victoria Sanchez.
Yeah, so I saw a free hat on the fucking chair, so I was like, okay, this is my opportunity. Like, I gotta take this hat. So I take the hat. I'm like walking around with the hat. Victoria Sanchez, you know, what's up?
Oh, because I think the hat had initials on it.
Yeah, I think it was VS
on the hat. It's all coming back to me.
So then we're like walking around the resort, whatever. I have this hat on. And then we go back up to the bar, and this guy comes up to me and he goes, "Where'd you find that hat?"
Yeah,
and I was like,
so
"Oh, is it yours?" And then I gave it back to him. But that was another really funny moment. Also, that hotel had such a nice mirror.
Yes.
Like,
and we took a picture in it every time we passed it.
Yeah, honestly, every time we passed
Every time we passed a mirror, a picture.
Morning, night.
Oh my god, wait. Is that when we found the guy, the lawyer guy, or is that Mexico?
The lawyer guy?
Yeah, when we were taking a picture in the mirror, and he was like, hey. And then, like, everyone was obsessed with him because he was a lawyer. Maybe you weren't there.
I don't know about a lawyer guy.
Maybe you weren't there.
No, I don't think I was there for that part. Oh. I feel like that's something I would definitely remember.
True. I definitely know Jordan was there, but maybe you weren't there. But, like, the mirror was a really good place to meet people.
A good mirror, yeah. I'm trying to think anything else from that trip. Oh, well, we could tell the freaking airport debacle going back.
Oh my god, I actually...
The Puerto Rico airport.
It gets me really mad even telling the story because it just really grinds my gears.
Okay, so here's another tip for you all. If you're going on spring break, just keep it to a carry-on. Like, don't check a bag.
Okay, well, it's kind of impossible. Like...
Did we check a bag for Cancun?
Yes.
I don't know if I did.
Yes.
I think I was trying. Oh, you know what? I think I was trying not to.
No,
and then,
we had to.
Yeah.
It's just hard. Like spring break is a week long.
Yeah.
And you need like a lot of different types of shoes.
Yeah.
It's like we had sneakers for excursions and then flip flops and heels for nighttime and like hair things and makeup and
we didn't have the base bags.
Yours is hard too because you can't. Like, I feel like you have a lot of liquid things that you can't bring in a carry-on for your hair and shit.
That's so true. That is so true. And, like,
it just
the
was
base
never
bags,
gonna happen.
The base bags weren't popping off yet. So,
no,
like,
we didn't have
those, you know? So, now, if you're going on spring break, definitely try to keep it to
Honestly, no. You know what the tip is keep it to a direct flight. Avoid layovers at all costs.
Once again, we did not book this.
No, I know, but pay the little bit of extra money and get on a direct flight. Yeah. Like, it's not worth it.
So, you know,
but people judge us for not bringing carry-ons because people don't, like, the people we were with don't bring checked bags.
Yeah.
But I'm like, it
Only
was
a couple
never.
Of us did.
It was never an option, and also at the same time, I feel like everything that I packed in my checked bag, like, I needed. Yeah, I wasn't like, oh my god, I have way too much stuff. So I usually do.
Yeah.
But for spring break specifically, I was like, no, there was no way.
Yeah. Okay. I completely agree.
I just have to defend myself before people are like...
I know, you're getting really heated over here.
Well, because I'm always the person with a checked bag when everyone else has a carry-on, and everyone's like, oh, you're holding us up. We have to go get your bag now, blah, blah, blah. But it's like...
No, this time it was needed. The stuff. Yeah. So we get to the airport in Punta Cana, Dominican Republic, whatever. And unfortunately, we had a layover in Puerto Rico. So apparently, Puerto Rico has the biggest airport in
it's huge. It's
the fucking world. So whatever, you know, we land in Puerto Rico. Us girlies with the checked bags have to go get them.
You know what? I'm surprised because Jordan had a checked bag too.
Yeah, she did. And so did another girl we were with. But it's weird because since when don't the checked bags just go? Since when do you have to pick up your checked bag?
At a layover. It should just automatically transfer over.
Yeah, so maybe that's for... Well, no, because we didn't have to do that in Cancun. I was going to say maybe it's for international, but...
Okay, I don't know.
Whatever. For some reason, we had to get our fucking checked bags at our layover.
It was like an hour layover. Like, it was so quick, and we were already... I think our plane already landed a little bit later than I was supposed to.
And so it took forever.
So
long for the bags to come out. And we're waiting. Everyone else is like going to the gate, going through. Because also you have to go through customs,
security. Yeah, because Puerto Rico's back in the U.S. So.
Right. So, you know, it's like a little bit of a longer airport process.
Yeah.
Finally, we get the bags. I think we maybe have 20 minutes to get to the gate.
But I think we also have to do like another... Like, remember we had to put our bags on that, like, machine?
I think that was customs.
Oh, maybe that was customs where you have to put your bag on another conveyor belt before you... we had to, like, recheck it, I guess.
Yeah. That's what it was, yeah.
But it took forever.
Yeah, I don't know. So, that's what really fucked us over because before we could go through security, we obviously had to recheck our bags, which is... on the opposite side of the airport. Like, once you get your bag, usually you leave. But no, we had to recheck it. So we had to go all the way to the other side of the airport.
I was sweating.
We're literally sprinting through this freaking Puerto Rico airport. We get to the thing. We give the lady our bag. She takes them, whatever. Then,
no, but I think the lady too was also like, "You're not making this flight." Like I remember the worker being like, "Just so you know, you're not making your flight," and I was like, "What?"
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
But this is before we even got to the security line.
Yeah,
she was like, "You're not making it," and I was like, "Okay,
thanks, lady."
Thank you.
So that made us even more anxious because we were like, well, what are we gonna do if we don't fucking make this flight?
Yeah, like I've never like not made my flight before, so I just don't even know what I would do.
And we're in Puerto Rico. Like,
yeah.
I mean, it's not the worst place to be, but
it's not like JFK where it's like you can figure it out. Like I don't know,
like we don't know
this airport where anything is.
Right, exactly. And honestly, like at that point in my life, I don't even know what you do when you miss a flight. Like,
same.
You know what I mean? You just have to buy another one. Yeah, like I don't know.
But I was freaking out. I was like, I can't afford another flight.
So, whatever. We do the bags again, and then we have to run to the freaking security.
Oh my god.
TSA shit. So we get there. We're pleading with everyone in line. We're like, please.
And we have to give this
please go in front of you.
But we have to give this spiel to every person we pass. We're like, it's like, please let us go in front of you. We're going to miss our flight. Okay, and then that person lets us, please let us go in front of you. We're going to miss our flight.
They probably thought we were literally insane. But then the craziest part, we get to the front of the TSA line, and the fucking TSA agent has the audacity to say to us, it's really disrespectful that you girls just cut everyone in line. Everyone has a plane to catch.
It was like a movie. We all start screaming at the same time. The four of us that have our check bag crew, we're all like, go fuck yourself!
Yeah, we
were all at once. So no one even knew what we were saying. But like that little thing like really triggered me. Because I was like, okay, are you going to pay for my new flight?
Yeah, we were like, how fucking dare you say
because it was already so much pressure. It was so bad. We were screaming at everyone.
Oh my god. So
okay. Next.
Then we finally get through whatever.
I think like we have 3 minutes until our flight goes.
Yeah. Meanwhile, keep in mind we're with a group of 15 people. This is only 4 of us. So 10, 11 people are at the gate.
Yeah.
So we're texting what's going on with the flight? We're on our way, we're coming, do anything you can to not whatever,
call the gate, we're coming, blah blah. That we had
no one's answering our texts.
No
okay?
one's answering. 11, 12 people
who all on their phones. We'll get there.
Oh my god.
So finally we get through TSA. Then we're running to the gate. It's the last gate in the fucking airport, of course.
It's miles and miles.
We get to the gate. Every single person is on their phone doing the Wordle.
They're all sitting around they've had all the time in the world, and they're all individually doing the Wordle.
You would think they were at a spa.
This is
so
peak
relaxed,
Wordle time.
Yeah,
peak Wordle. Culturally, you know what I mean. Where everyone was doing the Wordle every day. I get it, but
every single 11 people,
11 individuals were doing the Wordle on their iPhones.
We come over
and we thought we just missed this flight.
Yeah.
We thought, I think the time had passed and we were like, oh my god. I was dripping sweat. I thought I was going to vomit.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, hey, what's up?
Oh, where have you guys been? Where have you guys been?
It was the look on their face and they're like, oh, hey, you guys made it. Hey.
We were like, oh.
The rage in my body. I was like.
Yeah, we were pissed.
And no one even cared.
No one cared.
No one gave a fuck.
But luckily we did make the flight.
Yeah, by a lot. The flight was delayed.
Yeah, it was delayed. So that was
the flight was actually delayed.
Also, keep in mind, all these people knew the flight was delayed and still didn't text
imagine
us.
Just that text of being like, hey guys, the flight actually got delayed, so you're good.
Yeah. No.
Woof.
They all knew it was
We
delayed.
just did all of that for fucking nothing, just to wait another 45 minutes.
Yeah. So that was fun. But we made the flight. We made it back to JFK, thank God.
Yeah. And it's great because we got to go home and everyone else had to drive to Massachusetts.
No, well, it was crazy because I was saying to everyone, if you want to sleep here, you can. Because we got back to my house from JFK at midnight.
Yeah.
So I was like, feel free to sleep here. This is a 3.5 hour drive that you have to do after we were just traveling all day. But they were all like, no, I got to get to my bed. My bed.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. But, yeah, that was Honestly, that was probably one of the craziest travel days I've ever. Actually, the craziest travel day I've ever.
That's
had.
the only time I've ever been like close to missing a flight ever.
Same. But it's all for the memes. Something we'll probably never forget. So moving on to, damn, already.
That's a lot.
All right, so moving on to Cancun, Mexico. So I think this year we still didn't like book anything. But we did try to say like, oh, these are like places.
Yeah,
we
but
would like
I know
to go.
that they like the group that we went with had like a night which we weren't like privy to.
No, we were there.
I wasn't there. Were you there?
Oh, I was
when
there.
People were voting.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I was busy, but I wasn't there.
Or maybe not when they were voting, but when all the ideas were presented.
Okay, well, that's what I mean. Like the presentations of
where I think it was 2 different nights.
Okay, I didn't go. But I'm glad you were involved.
Yeah, I was there for the slideshow of the presentations of where to go, but I don't think I was a part of the voting. Okay. So I don't think it really matters, but whatever. So, yeah, we were between a couple of places. I really wanted to go to Cabo, but there were no all-inclusive resorts there apparently, which I don't think is true, but whatever. Just a side note.
Yeah, I don't know.
But the choices were like Cancun. I don't know where else, but it doesn't matter because we chose Cancun. But then, okay, this is where I had a big thing to say because they wanted to. It was between where we ended up staying, which was like the Wyndham Cancun or something, and then the Grand Oasis. And if you are a college student, you know the Grand Oasis you can't go there. Like the food is terrible, the service is really bad.
But this is just what you've heard.
Well, I saw it all over TikTok the year before. Okay. Like, all the people that went to Cancun were like, don't stay at the Grand Oasis. Like, it's terrible. Like, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, because I wouldn't have known. Like,
yeah, so I was like, we cannot stay there. Like, no.
Putting your foot
yeah,
down.
I was like, we literally cannot go. Like,
and we don't put our foot down over anything, so.
Yeah, but that was the one thing I was like, guys, like, we seriously cannot go there. Like, we'll have a terrible time. And luckily, we did not go there. But Cancun, I feel like we prepared a little bit more for. Like, I feel like I had more like outfits and like a little bit more preparation because we did end up booking that a little bit earlier. Like, I think we booked it like Thanksgiving-ish time opposed to January when we booked
Punta
Cana. Yeah.
Yeah, it was Thanksgiving.
But Cancun was a lot of fun. It was also kind of scary. Like, I don't think I'll ever really go back to Mexico, especially Cancun. Yeah, probably not. Like, I feel like I've seen it. I've done it. I don't really need to go back.
Well, I'd like to do Mexico not all-inclusive. Like, I know you're saying it's scary, but, like, I think that the other, like, more, like, actual cultural parts of it, I would like to see.
Yeah, I could see that. But I'm trying to think. Oh, Cancun, we actually did a lot of stuff. Mm-hmm. We went to see Sean Kingston at like a little pool party club thing, which was a lot of fun. We actually did do an excursion, which was very controversial. Because like a lot of people didn't want to leave the resort. I can't remember which side I was on. I was probably on the don't want to leave the resort side, knowing myself. But obviously we all ended up doing it.
Well, yeah, I think I was like I'm the type of person that I'm totally fine just like chilling at the beach, pool, get ready, dinner, sleep. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm totally like content with that. Mm-hmm. But if everyone was gonna do it, then like, yeah, why not?
Yeah, I did not want to leave the resort. I was fine going to like the Sean Kingston thing because we literally just walked down the beach and it was like in the middle of the day. But this excursion that we decided to do is like you have to get in a van and then drive like an hour away from the resort. So I was like, okay, like that is a little scary, but we ended up doing it and we were fine, thank God.
Yeah.
And that was like a zip line, like ATV thing excursion, which like was cool. And the cenotes. Is that what they're called?
Yeah, the cenotes were actually really cool.
That actually made it worth it. I almost forgot about it, but
when you just said that, I was like, that actually was really, really cool.
Yeah.
You go in like underground to all these caves with like water, you go swimming, and then at the end with like the swing.
Oh yeah.
And it was
that
beautiful.
made the excursion worth it.
100%. Like it was really breathtakingly beautiful.
Yeah.
And just really cool experience. And yeah, I would say that was what made it worth it for sure. Like I enjoyed ziplining. I mean, I'm terrified, but it's at least you could be like, oh, I went ziplining in Mexico. Like it was a really pretty like view.
Yeah. I think I cared the most about the snow days because I've been ziplining before, so I was like,
yeah. I mean, I've been ziplining, but not in Mexico.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was like fun, but I could do without the ATVs. I'm not into it.
Yeah, it was like, okay, I would go on an ATV not in a Mexican jungle. Like somewhere that was flat.
Yeah.
Not with fucking rocks and sticks everywhere.
Yeah, that's the thing is, like, you can't really even go fast if you wanted to because there's so many bumpy, like,
yeah, and
things.
we were, like, in a straight line, so it's like you can't, like, whatever, you're going slow.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what else. The resort was nice. The food was
a little
bit better.
Yeah, that's the thing is if, like you're comparing it to last year, then it was, like it was good. You know what I mean? It wasn't good, but, like, it was a lot more. I think the restaurants were better.
Options. Yeah.
Because we made reservations for dinner this time, and I'm not saying it was anything amazing, but it was edible. It wasn't.
Right, exactly. We ate more than bread and fries, so that was good. But all the other days we just chilled on the beach. But I feel like that is what's so fun about spring break is usually the hotels are doing like a little, they're doing spring break activities. Like I think we had like a limbo competition or something at ours. So that makes it really fun, and they have, and also, like,
this is the second year of the same, like, spring break crowd, so I feel like we felt more, like, integrated with the group, like, we knew, like, the vibes were like, oh, we're the spring break group, like, you know?
Spring break again, part 2.
Yeah, so I would say it was, like, more fun because we knew, like, what we were doing more.
Yeah. I'm trying to, let me look back if there's anything else anything noteworthy from that trip.
Remember when Kevin Burke lost his phone?
Oh, poor kid.
Wait, what happened? It went to the ocean, or he just lost it?
Basically when we were walking from our hotel to Sean Kingston, our one friend, like, dropped his phone or something. I guess he was, like, walking in the ocean, like, down.
He's a wanderer, so sometimes he's just like, but because I don't even understand why he wasn't all, like, with us to begin with.
Yeah, that's
like,
a
we were
great
all walking
too.
to Sean Kingston.
But I don't know. I don't think the guys were with us though.
Some of them were, and I think it was him and someone else, like him and one other person, and that one other person was like, I don't remember who, but like that one other person was like, his phone's on the ocean. His phone is one with the water.
Right. So I guess they were walking in the ocean for something. I think
he was like, if I bring my laptop.
Yeah, because that was the other thing. He couldn't even come to the Sean Kingston thing because all of our tickets were on our phones.
Yeah.
And then he dropped his in the water. So, like, obviously he couldn't come. But then he was texting us from his laptop, like, do you think if I bring this, they'll let me in?
It was really, really funny.
Yeah, but I did feel really bad for him.
Really bad.
Like, that sucks. But then it was crazy because, like, months later, like, some girl DM'd him and was like, hey, I think I have your phone from Mexico. And he was like, what the fuck? And we were all like, oh my God, that's crazy. Yeah, those were, like, the most two notable things, I guess, from Mexico that I have. Sean Kingston and fucking the cenote. But that's pretty much it. But it was nice that we got to eat at the restaurants, like, all the days. Oh my God, wait, we didn't even tell the story from going back to Punta Cana. So I think it was like the last night or the second to last night. Hannah and I were like, we cannot take this any longer. Like, we cannot take the food anymore.
Like, so wait, what?
Okay, she doesn't fucking
I don't know.
It's like, you know what? This is like core memory, and Hannah doesn't even
Okay. I do remember, like...
Okay, just let me tell the story. So, me and Hannah, we, like, take our time getting ready, and everyone always yells at us. But then we made a scheme
Oh my god.
Where we were like, okay, we're gonna take so long to get ready. We're gonna be like, oh yeah, go to dinner without us. It's fine. Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
So we're like taking our time getting ready, and we're like, oh no, like go. We'll meet you down there. Like don't even worry, we'll meet you down there.
I'm literally dying.
So then,
how could I forget this?
So then we're like basically ready, but just fucking around.
Like, yeah, like wait, guys, like, and the thing is, it's getting me so annoyed is that I'm obviously like. We're exaggerating it, but like people are getting so mad.
Yeah, we're not exaggerating. Like actually people get mad that we take a long time.
Right.
Like that's not an exaggeration.
No, that's not an exaggeration. But like at this point we were ready, but we were like trying to even do it more.
We were feeding into like our demons.
Right. But usually I'm like annoyed because I'm like me and Jess are the only people to get like fully ready. So obviously like it takes us longer.
Yeah.
But usually I'm annoyed to the point where I'm like you're not gonna wait for me to eat. Like sometimes I would get down and like everyone would already be done eating. Like I just don't like like if I'm on a trip with my friends, like I'm waiting for them to like sit down and eat. Especially because it's like you're out an all-inclusive resort. What do you do all day? You literally
eat.
Like that's the one time you're all together is eating.
Yeah.
So sometimes I would finish getting ready and everyone would already be done eating.
Yeah. The only times I couldn't wait for you was breakfast.
Right, but I don't care about breakfast.
I gotta eat my breakfast.
Yeah, I get it. But yeah, so I'm already annoyed. But this time, I'm like, I'm trying to be so like, guys, just
which should have been a red flag.
Should have been the biggest red flag.
Like if I was the other people, I would be like, that's fucking weird.
Yeah,
like they're scheming. But whatever, no one notices. So everyone goes down to dinner, and I'm like, okay, Hannah, I think we should fucking go to the restaurant.
Because the problem with the restaurants, was that we couldn't get in without reservations because we had a group of like 12 to 14 people.
Right, so they couldn't just do that. They couldn't just the fly.
Yeah, but 2 people.
I was like, let's just try and see.
Yeah.
So we go down to the restaurant, and I'm like, oh, like we have a reservation for 200 price. Obviously, we don't have a reservation. They're like, oh, we don't have it, and I'm like, what? Like I made this reservation so long ago. Like literally gaslighting the fuck out of these people. Like actually a little psychotic. I'm like, wait, are you sure? Like this is so disappointing. It's our last night. Like I made this reservation so long ago. Whatever. They get the manager. I'm sticking to the bit. Not drunk, just sticking to the bit. I was
like, no matter what happens, we are sticking to this.
So the manager comes out and he's like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like, we must have lost your reservation. Like, well, just give us like 15 minutes. We'll get a table for you guys. You could sit and eat. I'm like, oh my God, thank you so much. Like, we're so hungry, blah, blah, blah. Then we leave the restaurant to like wait, and we're like, we're like, yes, our plan worked. So then finally we sit down, and it was perfect because we were like right next to the window, like the glass window.
A huge glass window, like from floor to like from ceiling to floor.
So then we see all of our friends who just ate the disgusting buffet food, and they walk by, and we're like, hey guys, look at us at the nice ass fucking restaurant eating dinner,
and their jaws are on the floor. They're like, how did you get in there? And then I think they tried to get in there. The guys tried to get in. And they were like, oh my God, Jess and Hannah got in. Like, we could probably go in too. And like the people were like, no.
The people were like, what the hell are you guys talking about?
And honestly, that was like kind of the best food we ate.
Yeah, it was.
Time. Like, it was actually pretty good.
It was Mexican. I think.
It was just Mexican, like tacos and like quesadillas and stuff like that.
But
and
it was like
actually good.
Yeah. But yeah, that was another funny story.
Oh man, it was hilarious.
I don't remember like little stories from Cancun like that though.
Same.
I don't know why. Maybe just because there were more people, like it like just glazes over,
Yeah, I guess.
But either way, both trips were really fun.
Yeah. I can't believe I forgot about that. That's actually like one of my favorite things we've ever done.
Yeah, I got it.
So smart.
Okay, so let's give a few just overall key points about spring break.
Okay.
Number 1, have a say in where you go.
Yeah.
That would be my biggest advice. I feel like I wish that I
cared more
in the moment.
Yeah.
Because there were only like I only cared about the little things, like when they wanted to go to Cheats Eats. What is that place called?
Cheats Eats.
Whatever.
I don't know.
The temple thing.
Yeah.
That was another thing where I was like, we're not fucking doing that, which is like not a big it's not a big deal, I guess.
Yeah, but it was like it's a big deal. also when it's like, because since it's Mexico, you want to stay with your group.
Right.
Like, you don't want to like just be the only ones to go. So they were like, well, if we're doing this, we're all doing this.
Yeah, and I was like, I'm not fucking doing
I'm not fucking doing that. Would love to see it, like, yeah, but I'm not. It wasn't even remotely close to where we were staying. It would probably have been like a freaking 4 to 5 hour bus ride.
Yeah, bus in Mexico.
But it's like I'm not wasting my day on a bus,
right?
And then coming back 4 to 5 hours on a bus. Like, there's no,
in the dark.
There's no way.
Yeah, so that was out. But definitely try to get in there if you're going with a big group of people and be like, oh, like,
yeah, let
maybe
your
this
opinions
hotel
be heard.
Yeah, that's one thing that I'm like, oh, I kind of wish I like, spoke up more about that. Second thing, get a direct flight. We said that, but just to reiterate,
yeah.
Try to pack light. Honestly,
I was just about to say that. I would say make a packing list.
Yeah,
and stick to it.
Yeah, definitely.
I would say like mostly on if you're going on a spring break, like Cancun, Punta Cana, and stuff like that. You don't need a lot of day clothes.
Yeah,
you're gonna just be in your bathing suit, so you can save room in your suitcase by just focusing on that. Like maybe one outfit if you're doing an excursion.
Yeah, so true.
And night outfits. This is really all you need.
Yeah, and honestly, plan ahead. Like, I feel like I kind of went into both trips kind of just like, woo, spring break. Like, I don't know what the hell's going on. But definitely plan ahead, just for safety and like, I don't know, to know where you're going and things like that. I feel like Punta Cana, I was like, I don't even know the name of the resort we're going to.
Yeah. Also, I would say don't let spring break ruin the friendships.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's a universal experience where it's like, when traveling with friends can make or break the friendship. If it's like someone that really gets on your nerves, or like you guys just have totally different, like I feel like that's the only fights that I get into when traveling is because like the personality differences of like people wanting to be on like a strict schedule on vacation is just like not who I am.
Yeah.
Like to my core. So I try to avoid traveling with people that are gonna clash with that.
Yeah.
Like if you want to do breakfast at 8, this at 9, this is like I'm just not. That's not my ideal vacation. I like to be on vacation time, which is like you can like do what you want, but like I just think be conscious of the type of people you are going with.
Or make sure you have a friend that will like
that is on
be
your
chill
vibe. Yeah.
Or I shouldn't say chill, but like will be on the same vibe as you.
Yeah. Yeah, because I feel like if you weren't there, like I'd be fucking screwed.
Yeah.
Because I just like to take my time.
Mm-hmm. That's fair. I mean, it's vacation. So
that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm already, like, I know I'm already slow. I get it, blah, blah, blah. Like, I've heard it a million times. But on vacation, I feel like that's an excuse. Like, we're on vacation.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it for spring break. If you're going
also send someone. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Send the person who wakes up the earliest needs to go down and save the pool chairs. That I think is a must. That's the worst is when you get up and you're like, oh, there's nowhere to stay, blah, blah, blah.
But like as a person that wakes up early, like I don't want to do that for everyone.
No.
You know what I mean? Like I'll save like 2 or 3. Okay. But you can't save 14 pool chairs. Then you're an asshole.
I really just meant for me and you.
Oh, okay. That I could do. But like 14.
Or our room. Like just, Yeah,
a couple.
That
I could do. But everyone, when you're with 14 people, like you're a fucking asshole.
If you're a guy, you don't get your seat saved.
Or if you're a guy, save them for everyone.
Yeah.
Including the girls. Yeah. Actually, save them for the girls because the guys can sit on the floor. Like they don't need to tan.
They don't even sit.
Yeah. They're always fucking walking around and doing shit.
Literally.
Okay. What we're gonna say with our chest this week. Do you want to go first or?
You go first.
Okay. What I'm saying with my chest is spring break related, but it's basically just, wear sunscreen, drink a lot of water. Because, well, this is my new thing. Obviously, I just got back from Miami, but your skin is so much more important than a tan. Like, I was literally putting so much sunscreen on my face because I don't want to get wrinkles and be like a wrinkly fuck when I'm older. So,
skin cancer.
exactly. So, wear sunscreen, reapply after you get out of the ocean because it's really important. And also make sure you drink water because you're going to be drinking so much alcohol, probably not eating a lot of food. So water is really important, especially if you're in like the Mexico sun or like, the sun's stronger like down there when you go on vacation. So make sure you get the water in. And also, I think what I did for Mexico, I brought a bunch of Poland Spring water because the water was disgusting. Also, like, I'm a water snob, so that's like my own personal thing. But just make sure you have access to water. Oh, wait, no, you can't drink the water in Mexico.
No.
That's why I brought water.
Yeah, exactly.
But, yeah. So just do those two things. That's what I'm saying with my test this
week. Okay. What I'm saying with my test this week is that obviously we're post-grad now, so
sad.
I know, but it's okay if your spring break plans look a little different post-grad.
Aww.
It's hard to adjust to it because it's hard seeing everyone like getting ready to like go on all these party vacations and like feeling a little bit of FOMO. I'm getting older and whatever, but still spring break. I mean, it's different now because we have jobs, so
yeah, it's not really a break.
It's not really a break, but try to do one fun thing this week to celebrate spring break, reminisce on those memories, maybe plan a trip for another time, but maybe don't try to like recreate what happened in college and try to focus on like the here and now and making it as good as it can be.
Very nice, very nice. Yeah, I gotta deal with getting older.
Yeah. I mean, we both are getting older.
Yeah, guys, I'm fucking 24 now.
Yeah,
so.
And I will be 24 on Friday. So moving into another year of life.
We're almost mid-20s.
Yeah.
That's
a whole nother thing.
Yeah, we can talk about that next week.
Yeah, me and Jess are ages.
Okay, well, thanks so much for listening. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, leave us a review. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram, all the things. At this point, you know all of our socials, so just follow us. And yeah, we'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.